World War I, often referred to as the Great War, was a conflict that reshaped the world in profound ways. It began in the summer of 1914, but its origins stretch back through decades of political tension, alliances, and rivalries among the great powers of Europe. To understand how this devastating war started, it's important to explore the web of factors that set the stage for conflict on such a massive scale. At the heart of Europe in the early 20th century stood a complex system of alliances. On one side, there was the Triple Entente, which included France, Russia, and the United Kingdom. Opposing them was the Triple Alliance, made up of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Although these alliances were intended to provide security, they also meant that any conflict involving one major power could quickly draw in others, turning a small spark into a raging inferno. Nationalism was another powerful force. Across Europe, peoples longed for self-determination, and nations sought to assert their dominance. In the Balkans, a region fraught with ethnic tensions, Slavic groups under Austro-Hungarian rule dreamed of independence, often looking to Russia for support. Meanwhile, Germany, a relatively new nation, was eager to prove its strength and expand its influence, challenging the established powers of Britain and France. Militarism added fuel to the fire. The great powers were engaged in an arms race, building up their armies and navies in a show of strength. Military leaders gained increasing influence over political decisions, and detailed war plans were drawn up in anticipation of conflict. The belief that war was not only inevitable, but perhaps even necessary to resolve long-standing disputes, pervaded the thinking of many leaders. Imperial ambitions further heightened tensions. European powers competed fiercely for colonies and resources around the globe, particularly in Africa and Asia. This scramble for empire brought nations into direct conflict and created a sense of rivalry and mistrust that permeated international relations. Amidst this volatile environment, a single event would ignite the war. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist. The assassination was the catalyst that set the alliance system into motion. Austria-Hungary, with the backing of Germany, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, where the assassin had ties. Serbia's response was conciliatory, but did not meet all of Austria-Hungary's demands. On July 28, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia, bound by treaty to protect Serbia, began to mobilize its forces. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia. France, allied with Russia, was soon drawn in. Germany's invasion of Belgium, a neutral country, brought Britain into the conflict. Within weeks, what could have been a localized war in the Balkans had escalated into a full-scale world war. The war would rage for more than 4 years, drawing in nations from around the globe and resulting in unprecedented destruction and loss of life. The causes of World War I were complex and intertwined. Nationalism, militarism, alliances, imperialism, and a series of miscalculations and misunderstandings all played their part. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand was merely the spark that set off a powder keg that had been years in the making. In the aftermath, the world would be forever changed. Empires would fall, new nations would be born, and the political landscape of Europe would be redrawn. The legacy of World War I would shape the 20th century and beyond, serving as a somber reminder of the dangers of unchecked rivalries and the high price of war.